My name is Jason Gamble. I currently came here as a student. I'm working towards my master's degree in industrial organizational psychology. My background was that I spent nearly 15 years in the Navy. During that time, I mostly worked in hospitals. And, you know, in a hospital, there's always this expectation of a pristine, clean environment. And, you know, in the military, it's very similar. You're expected to be at the top of your game all the time. The way you look, the way you dress, the way you present yourself. I mean, even people who are no longer in the military, when you see them walking on the street, people spot them a mile off. With that being said, I was utterly blown away when I walked into the back room of this little building called PALS. I've seen rooms where we've had patients with infectious diseases that these rooms weren't as clean as a supply closet that had toilet paper and tools. The floors were immaculate, and it was very easy to tell that these were not things that were done just because we were coming to view it. Because the building, I believe, was between 12 and 17 years old. It looked brand new. I've seen brand new buildings and hospitals that weren't as clean as this one. Even if you take away all the other things that were astounding from the staff, the professionalism, the sheer fact that from outside the building to the dumpster, to the supply closet, to the front line, to the cash register, it was clean, it was pristine, it was consistent. Everything has an order, everything had a place, and it was something that I think should absolutely be the gold standard for any restaurant, anywhere in the world. PALS makes it a 100% requirement. And what I think that solidifies that the most is if you set your standards at 100%, even if you fall short, you're still heads and shoulders above your competitors. And it's across the board. It's not just with their cleanliness. Their staff is professional. Their office was clean. You open up a refrigerator and everything in there looks like nice little soldiers stacked in a row. If I walked into any PALS right now with no training, and I walked up to the front, and the gentleman who's running the grill said, "I need this particular item," I have no doubt that within 30 seconds of walking in the back, I could have it. And I've never been there before. That's unreal. It's the gold standard of efficiency and professionalism, cleanliness, structure. Nothing can be said more about it. I mean, I can't say enough good things about it. I truly can't. To me, the best part of the classroom that really solidified all the information was the real world examples. There was never a what if or what about, or let's say hypothetically. It was always, "Hi, here's John, and here's how John does it every day. Hi, here's Bill. Bill does it the exact same way every single day." You know what that makes for us able to do? I can take a manager from here, put him over there with no changeover, and everything will still run exactly the same every time. The French fries I made over here at this PALS, I moved 50 miles away to this PALS. Guess what? I make the French fries the exact same way. I have the same equipment, I have the same standards, and it makes for a more efficient, it makes me able to be better at what I do. In the BEI and the Business Excellence Institute, going through the class, you're doing the exact same thing. You're not making fries, but you're learning how to train. You're learning what to expect. You're learning what to do differently and better to achieve that gold standard of excellence. And just like the simple concept of 100% of the time at 100% value, it's not hard. It sounds difficult, like 100% is unrealistic. No, it's really not. If you shoot for that all the time, it won't be a problem. You do that with your training, you do that when you interact with your staff, you do that when you handle discrepancies, you do it when you handle food, you do it when you handle a customer. You just do that 100% all the time, and it's easy. To say, I can't even come up with the right words to explain it. Everything they do, it's perfect, it's flawless. I work in mental health myself. We have school teachers, we have people from nonprofit organizations, we have people from distributing companies. PALS is a restaurant industry, and it could most easily train those who are also in the restaurant industry. However, the leadership, the standard principles of training, these skills can be utilized in any of these fields. Because you're talking about training people, you're talking about hiring people for the right reasons, hiring the right person for the job. How do I train this person now that I have them? How do I make the expectations of my company completely 100% clear to you so you know what's expected of you? And in that way you know what we expect from you and what you expect from us. Those are simple key principles that any company can use any day.